withholding tax. So, naka-final withholding tax. That's correct, no? Okay? So, that was what we have discussed nung nasa individuals tayo. And the same holds true for corporates. Okay? So, for interest sa mga bank deposits, okay, 20% final withholding tax. So, for example, si Jollibee. Jollibee is a domestic corporation, an ordinary corporation. No? So, let's say meron siyang 1 million pesos na deposit kay Banco de Oro, and it earned 1,000 pesos. So, the 1,000 pesos will not entirely be credited sa account ni Jollibee. Rather, ang makikredit lang dun, 800 pesos. Because 20% is the tax, and that is 200 pesos. And BDO should withhold that, no? And remit that directly to BIR, no? Kung ikaw naman si Jollibee, yung 1,000 pesos na interest income mo dun from your bank deposit, you don't have to declare that on your ITR because that was already subjected to final withholding tax. Okay? So that's the system of final withholding tax. Okay? Okay, so next is interest income earned from FCDU. So ito yung mga dollar or foreign currency deposit unit ng bank. So the tax is lesser or lower, that's 15%. Kasi currently, our tax system provides incentive to foreign currency. That's why it's lower by 5%. Okay? So if you have foreign currency and you want to save taxes from it, no? Yung interest income mo dun, you deposit that in the FCDU of the bank, of a bank, no? Then royalties, 20% final withholding tax. Now, intercorporate dividends from another domestic corporation is exempt. Okay? So for example, si Jollibee, meron siyang investment kay, let's say meron siyang investment kay SM, no? And SM declared dividends. Okay, so let's say naka-receive si Jollibee ng 1 million pesos from SM. Okay, yung 1 million na yon, entirely ibibigay siya ng SM to Jollibee without any withholding tax. Okay, kasi that is exempt from final withholding tax. Because ang dividend dyan ay intercorporate. That is from one corporation to another corporation. Okay? So that is intercorporate dividends. But specifically, what we're saying is from another domestic corporation. So Jollibee is a domestic corporation and SM is another domestic corporation. However, if ang intercorporate dividends came from a non-resident foreign corporation. Okay? Non-resident foreign corporation. So let's say si Jollibee, domestic corporation siya, di ba? Meron siyang investment kay Apple or kay Samsung. No? So let's say these are non-resident foreign corporations. Okay? They're residents of US and South Korea. No? So 1 million pesos ang na-receive ni Jollibee, no? From the non-resident corporation. So ano ang taxation nun? In general, that is subject to the 20 or 25% regular corporate income tax. Yan, okay? So anong gagawin mo kung ikaw si Jollibee? Do you still declare that on your ITR or hindi na? What's your answer? Do you still declare that or hindi na? The answer is, i-declare mo pa rin siya. Kasi that is subject to regular corporate income tax. And yun yung dinideclare mo sa income tax return. Which in the case of Jollibee, that income is going to be subject to, what do you call this? 25%, no? Regular corporate income tax. However, pag na-meet daw yung certain conditions, which we will discuss later, exempt siya. Okay? Pero generally, if it's coming from non-resident foreign corporation, that is subject to regular corporate income tax. Okay? Pag intercorporate dividends, pero galing siya sa resident na foreign corporation, kung ang source niya ay galing sa Pilipinas, exempt. Kasi para siyang galing sa another domestic corporation. But if the source is foreign, generally subject siya to 20 or 25% regular corporate income tax. Okay? Or pwede siyang exempt, but certain conditions have to be met. Okay? Yeah. So this is something to memorize, no? Yung rules dito sa passive income, especially for intercorporate dividends. Okay? Now let's discuss kung kailan ang foreign source, okay, kung kailan ang foreign source nagiging exempt. Kasi generally, pag domestic corporation ka, di ba ang taxation mo worldwide, no? Kung meron kang foreign source na dividend, generally that is subject to regular corporate income tax. Okay, but pwede siya maging exempt. So, kailan siya exempt? These are the conditions, no? If dividends are foreign source, then it's received by domestic corporation. Take note, ang highlight natin dito, domestic corp, no? Kasi ang foreign corporation naman, pag foreign source ang income, hindi yun taxable. Kasi domestic corporation lang naman yung worldwide yung taxation. Others, foreign corporations are tinatax lang for income source within the Philippines. So take note of the situs of taxation. No? Okay, so ito yung conditions. No? So again, generally this is subject to tax, to regular corporate income tax. Okay? Yung exempt na intercorporate, if it is coming from another domestic corporation. The conditions are the following. If it is for reinvestment within the next taxable year, used to fund working capital requirements, capital expenditures, dividends, investment in another domestic subsidiaries, and even infrastructure project. And domestic corporation holds 20% dun sa foreign corp na yun. So hindi siya interrupted, no? For a minimum of 2 years. Okay? Pero siguro sa example ko sa inyo, class, si Jollibee may investment kay Apple. Definitely, kung foreign source yan, subject yan to RCEP, hindi yun ma-exempt. Kasi unlikely that Jollibee will be holding 20% kay Apple. Apple is too big for Jollibee, no? So, okay. I have here the illustration for you to appreciate it more. So, Corporation X, okay, non-resident, sorry, isa daw siyang resident foreign corporation. So, let me just repeat, no? Kung galing yan sa resident foreign corp, kung Philippine source, exempt yan. Okay? Pag Philippine source, exempt siya. And there are no conditions that need to be complied with. Automatic, pag Philippine source, exempt yung dividend. Okay? Pag foreign sourced, may exempt lang kung yung conditions are met. However, otherwise, subject siya to regular corporate income tax. Okay, so this is the illustration. No? Okay, so meron siyang gross income na 500 million for the last 3 years. Ang relevance ng gross income na yan, malalaman mo kung foreign source yung dividend or not. 500,000 came from sources within the Philippines. However, it also earned gross income outside of the Philippines amounting to 300 million. So if you add up 500 million and 300 million, that is 800 million. Out of the 800 million, 500 million came from sources within the Philippines. So if you compute the portion ng source within the Philippines, that is more than 50%. That's 500 million over 800 million. Okay? So in 2021, it declared dividend amounting to 10 million. So 5 million of which was paid to Corporation Z. So ito yung domestic corporation. Actually, sa illustration na to, ang perspective natin is si Corporation Z. Okay? To determine yung tax treatment ng dividend na 5 million na na-receive ng domestic corp, there's a need to determine if the dividend paid by the resident foreign corp is sourced within the Philippines or not. In this scenario, it qualified as sourced within the Philippines since yung gross income niya ay more than 50% galing sa Pilipinas. Okay? So what's your treatment for the dividend? Lumalabas kasi Philippine sourced pala siya. Okay? Kasi yung gross income ng resident foreign corp, more than 50% came naman from the Philippines. So foreign source. Philippine source yung dividend na yan. Tandaan nyo, kung Philippine source yan, it seems like it came from another domestic corp. So therefore, ito yung mag-a-apply. Itong part na to. Itong first bullet point dito. So, Philippine source, therefore, that is exempt. No? Ang sabi dito, hence, it is exempt from income tax. Sons, in case you don't know, ang ibig sabihin ng sons ay without. No? Okay? Without compliance with the conditions. So, ang ibig lang sabihin nito, since Philippine source naman siya, yung dividend, exempt yan from income tax. You don't need to comply with any conditions. Okay? So, need lang mag-comply dun sa mga conditions para malaman kung exempt if the dividend is foreign sourced. Okay? But if it is Philippine sourced, parang galing lang din yan sa another domestic corp. Therefore, the dividend is exempt. Okay? So notice, conversely, no? Or the opposite, kung yung gross income ni Corporation X ay less than 50%, 100 million will make it 200 million lang, di ba? Out of 800 million. So that's less than 50%. Kung gano'n ang situation, the dividend received shall be considered as sourced without. And therefore, para ma-comply, para maging exempt, it must comply with the conditions. No? Itong na-discuss natin dito. For investment, okay? And the domestic corp holds 20% doon sa foreign corporation. Okay? So that's for passive income. For capital gains, okay, for capital gains, pag sale yan ng shares of stock, sa domestic corporation, hindi traded sa stock market, 15% final withholding tax, no, on net capital gains. So pag listed siya, exempt from income tax, but subject to 6/10 ng 1% stock transaction tax ng gross selling price. But capital gains relating to land and buildings, okay, so final tax, 6%, no? Whichever is higher between the selling price or the fair market value. For other capital assets, meaning other than shares of stocks and land and buildings, regular corporate income tax ang mag-a-apply. Okay? Take note, kung sourced from abroad, regular corporate income tax. Okay? Does this table look familiar to you before we proceed? Medyo familiar ba sa inyo yung table na yun? Is it similar to the case ng individuals? Okay, similar ba? The answer is yes, no? We have covered similar situations and individuals. And medyo in passing lang natin na-cover because I told you that we have a dedicated topic for dealings in properties, which we will discuss yung mga shares of stocks, mga real property like land and buildings. Okay? Anong napansin nyo, class, sa passive income and capital gains? Is it still subject to final withholding tax pag sourced from abroad? What do you think? Kasi generally, pagka passive income, ang tax niya, hindi yung ordinary or RCEP, no? But rather final withholding tax. Okay? Pero pag ang source ay galing sa abroad, final withholding tax pa rin ba ang passive income sa capital gains? So, hindi na, right? RCIT na siya. What do you think is the reason for that? Bakit pag passive income and it's sourced sa Pilipinas, final withholding tax? Pero it came from foreign source, hindi siya pina-final withholding tax. Rather, it's subject to regular corporate income tax. What do you think is the reason for that? I'll give you a clue. The reason is more of administrative. So remember, pag withholding tax, ang liable ay yung withholding agent. So in this case, pag foreign source, ang magiging withholding agent ay nasa abroad, no? Nasa abroad. So BIR does not have power, di ba? Sa mga nasa abroad kasi taxation is observing international committee or territorial jurisdiction. Okay? So administrative siya. So we have a question here, just to apply our knowledge. No? So the corporation here is a domestic one. So ito yung data ng income and expenses niya. So what's the taxation for the domestic corporation? Is it worldwide income or Philippine source only? So the taxation is worldwide. No? So we should include, to compute for income tax payable, not only the gross income from the Philippines, but also the gross income from China. Okay, so that's 10 million and 5 million. So the total gross income is 15 million. By the way, since the problem is silent, what kind of domestic corporation is this? Ordinary or special? So this ordinary. Dalawa lang naman yung special, di ba? Eskwelahan hospital or FCDU ng bangko. No? So therefore, we should compute the income tax payable using our SIP, which in general is 25%. Okay? Para maging 20%, there are conditions pa. But generally, it's 25%. 25% ng taxable net income. Therefore, from the gross income, you have to deduct pa the other expenses. No? But let's include muna the other income. Yung mga income pa dito ay number 1, ito, number 2, number 3. Yan. So, sino isasama mo sa other income? Interest income is a passive income. And this one is from Metrobank. Is this part of your other income pa na subject to regular corporate income tax? What do you think? It's from deposit, no? Passive income yan. What's the taxation for the 300,000? So this is subject to final withholding tax. And remember, pag na-final withholding tax na yan, you don't anymore include that in your ITR. Or you have to ignore na this one. No? Okay? So, pero itong galing sa China, yan, galing sa China ito, from outside of the Philippines. Okay? So, isasama mo pa rin to kahit na passive yan. Kasi hindi naman to na final withholding tax. Kasi, di ba, wala namang jurisdiction dito ang BIR. No? Then rent income is another other income. Another other income. No? Pero, net na ito ng 5%. Itong withholding na to, hindi pa to final. This just creditable. So kung hindi yan final at creditable pa yan, itong 5% na to, idadagdag mo siya pabalik dito sa 190. So therefore, itong 190 is 95% lang. So you gross it up. No? So therefore, yung other income mo, if you get the total, is 300,000. So yung 5% creditable lang yan, hindi pa yan final. No? This is creditable withholding tax. And remember, pag creditable, it's only an advance payment. But the income subjected to creditable is still included in your ITR. But since that is an advance payment of income tax, later you can deduct that income tax na creditable from your tax due. No? So, continue natin. No? So, ito yung total gross income. So, deduct natin yung expenses. That's the 2 million here and the 1.5 million. So, the taxable income is 11.8 million. Tax rate, yung RCIT ito, 25%. So, tax due is 2.95 million. But you have creditable na 5%, itong amount na to, no? That's 200,000. So we need to say, nag-advance payment ka na ng 10,000. So the advance payment should be deducted. Therefore, your payable na lang is 2.94 million. Okay? So I hope you were able to follow the discussion. After our class later, I'll give you the copy ng merong solution. So you don't have to copy the solution. And the author already provided me, author ng book na ginagamit natin, provided me with a solution manual. Later, I will also send the manual to you. Okay? Medyo na late na yung manual natin. So are you good so far? So far, okay pa kayo? Okay, good, good. So that is for domestic corporation. No? This is a good news kasi once you learn domestic corp, others like foreign corporations, very similar, no? Yung taxation. So, puntahan natin. We'll discuss resident muna. Pag sinabing foreign corporation na resident, kaya siya foreign kasi nung inorganize siya under the laws of a foreign country. Okay? So yung laws of incorporation niya is hindi yung revised corporation code natin under as implemented by SEC. No? So under the laws of foreign country. But it is resident but it is a resident corporation dahil engaged siya in trade or business in the Philippines. Kadalasan, pagka meron siyang Philippine branch dito sa Pilipinas, which is of course licensed pa rin na SEC. Okay? O kaya meron siyang representative na appointed in the Philippines, no? So tapos nagstay ng 180 days. So kaya siya naging resident. So question class, how do you know if a corporation is foreign or domestic? How do you know if a corporation is foreign or domestic? The answer is you just have to determine which law was used in its incorporation. Okay, the law, okay, that organized the corporation determines, no, whether a corporation is domestic or foreign. Okay, so let's say I organize a corporation, and based on the articles, ang cited on the law ay the revised corporation code of the Philippines, and I registered it with SEC, no? Philippine SEC. So that is a domestic corporation. But if I organize a corporation and I go to Singapore and the counterpart of SEC there using the laws of Singapore, then as far as the Philippines is concerned, that is a foreign corporation. So what determines if a corporation is foreign or domestic? The laws used, no, or applied in its organization. And it's very evident naman, no? Makikita mo naman yan sa articles niya. Okay? But to determine whether it's resident or not, tignan mo lang kung engaged siya in trade or business in the Philippines. If it is so, then that is resident. Like having a branch in the Philippines or having a representative or distributor na nasa Pilipinas. Or they have stayed, no, for a period totaling at least 180 days in the country. No? Now, ang resident foreign corporation, meron din siyang ordinary corporation. Net income din siya, taxable net income, 25%. 20% doesn't apply here. No? Pero anong pagkakaiba nito sa domestic? Answer, this is only for those income within the Philippines. Di ba pagka, yes, within the Philippines, Christine. No? Di ba pagka domestic, same lang din, pero worldwide, no? Yung scope niya. Okay? Now, ang tawag dito sa letter A ay special corporation. Ang tax base ng mga international carriers, mga airlines to and shipping companies, gross Philippine billings, GPB. Ang rate ay 2.5%. Now, you might wonder, so ang baba naman ang tax rate nito? Yung ordinary, 25%, siya 2.5% lang. Hindi siya mababa actually. Kasi ang basis naman ng 2.5 ay gross billings. Gross revenue ito. Unlike ordinary corp, net income yan. Okay? So medyo lugi pa nga itong naka 2.5% kasi regardless kung net income siya or net loss, may tax pa rin siya na gross Philippine billings. No? Kasi the basis is the billings or revenue. Okay? So take note of the basis. No? Notice lang, pwedeng ibang rate yan, pwedeng hindi siya 2.5 if preferential tax rate applies. Or it is exempt. So magiging 0. Okay? However, for preferential tax rate to apply or to be exempt, kailangan merong tax treaty or agreement yung Pilipinas, okay, at yung country na kung saan siya incorporated, no? Or kung wala man, there's just, reciprocity. Okay? So, but generally, it's 2.5%. Okay? Preferential tax rate will apply or be exempt if there's a treaty or, basis of reciprocity. Okay, so, pag mga branch, merong branch profit remittance taxes, parang tax on dividends to. So, gross income ang basis, 15%. Okay? Ito yung pag ang foreign corp, binalik niya na sa abroad yung kanyang earnings. So, sabi ng Pilipinas, bago mo ilabas yan sa Pilipinas, lalo na kung dollar yan or foreign currency, we will take a share muna in the form of taxation through branch profit remittance taxes. Okay? So, what do you call this? Regional or area headquarters of multinational corporations. Exempt na to. But, if it is operating, ito yung difference nilang dalawa. Ito talagang headquarter lang, yung letter C. It doesn't really earn income, kaya exempt yan. But if it is operating headquarter, then taxable na siya. Dati siyang 10%, but starting this year, 25% na siya. So parang this will become an ordinary corporation. And finally, we have the FCDU. So 10% or pwedeng exempt. So again, what do you call this 5? International carriers down to FCDU. You call them special corporations. Okay? Yeah. Although the number 4 will eventually become this year, starting this year, ordinary corporation. Okay? So let's talk about ordinary corporation na resident foreign corporation. So ordinary resident foreign corporation. Ang tax rate niya ay 25%. So taxable income from all sources within the Philippines. Or subject din siya to MCIT, whichever is higher. So the rest is the same rules as for domestic corporations. So ang pagkakaiba lang ng ordinary domestic corp versus ordinary foreign corporation, the 20% tax rate doesn't apply. The income subject to tax is yung within the Philippines lang. Okay, for ordinary resident foreign corporations. But the rest is the same. So international carriers. Let's talk about international carriers. So ang taxation niya ay gross Philippine billings. Generally, 2.5%. But if there is a tax treaty or on the basis of reciprocity, preferential tax rate may apply, or it may even be exempt. Okay? There are two kinds of international carriers in the Philippines. International air carrier, so airlines yan. Then we have international shipping. Okay, mga vessels, no? Sea vessels. So international carrier, gross revenue, so carriage of persons, excess baggage, cargo, mail, originating from the Philippines. Let's say Macau Airlines, no? Or American Airlines. Okay? And there are a lot more, no? Foreign airlines in the Philippines. So their taxation is based on their gross Philippine billings. Okay, 2.5%. So hindi applicable ang GPB sa mga domestic corporation like PAL. Dalawa lang naman yung domestic airline natin. Si PAL at si Cebu Pacific. Ano sa tingin nyo ang taxation kay PAL at kay Cebu Pacific? Kasi hindi applicable yung GPB. Kasi GPB applies to resident foreign corp. But PAL and Cebu Pacific are domestic corporations. And they're ordinary domestic corporations. So what would apply to them? So that's correct, the RCID, 25%. They don't qualify for 20%. Malalaki masyado po mga to. Okay? Notice the carrier must be an alien, meaning foreign, resident corporation. If it is not, then it will be subject to 25% gross income as non-resident alien corporation. Later natin i-discuss to, yung non-resident foreign corp. So what we're discussing, tandaan, ulitin ko, ang GPB ay para sa resident foreign corp. taxation on GPB does not apply to non-resident foreign corp. Okay? Kaya naman, ang GPB, hindi siya applicable sa mga offline carriers. Ito yung mga walang landing rights. Walang landing rights sa Pilipinas. Kasi lalabas, pagka wala kang landing rights, non-resident foreign corp ka. So hindi sa'yo applicable ang GPB. Okay? So ang applicable sa'yo is the 25% income tax, no? Kung non-resident. So applicable ang GPB pag online carrier. Ang online carrier, those with landing rights. Okay? Offline carriers are those without landing rights, but nevertheless may be selling tickets, okay, in the Philippines. So ang kanilang tax treatment sa kanila ay ordinary lang sila. So the incentive na lower tax rate, which is 2.5%, is given to those with landing rights in the Philippines. Okay? Shipping naman, so ganun din, passenger, cargo, so originating from the Philippines. So we have here a checkpoint question. Pacific Airlines, US, so this is foreign, no? Foreign. So this resident foreign corporation. So ito na yung mga receipts niya. Ano ang importante dito, class? Is it the point of origin or the point of destination? Ano ibig sabihin ng GPB? GPB stands for Gross Philippine Billings. Yan, okay? So anong importante dito? Anong basis mo? Kasi tandaan, foreign corp ito. Pag foreign corp, ang taxable lang, di ba, yung within the Philippines. Hindi siya worldwide. So what's important? Origin or destination? So very good. Gross Philippine Billings refer to origin. So ano lang ang taxable dito sa apat na to? Just the first one. Importante yung origin, not the destination. So itong tatlo, hindi yan taxable. This is immaterial kung 40% man ay trans-shipment from Philippines to US, then later to UK, that's immaterial. Kasi the important factor is the origin, not the origin. So, and 25%, so regardless kung cargo or passenger. So, ang subject lang dito ay 8 million. So, the rate, 2.5%. So, that's 200,000. Now, notice, meron pa pala siyang rental income within the Philippines. So, what do you think? Is this taxable or not? Yung 1 million rental income. Is the 1 million rental income taxable? The answer is yes. This is within the Philippines. But will you apply the 2.5% rate to 1 million? Tandaan, 2.5% for gross billings. Hindi naman billings itong rental income. So what would apply na tax to the 1 million? Very good, very good. So the one that would apply is the RCI. And for resident foreign corp, the RCIT is single rate of 25%. Okay? So therefore, meron pa siyang another 250,000 tax payable for a total of 450,000. Okay? So later I'll send you yung copy nito. No? So that's for international carriers. So branch profit remittance taxes, ito siya, discuss natin. Tingnan nyo, gross ang basis nito. It's TGI, not TNI. No? So sabi dito, 15% on any profit remitted or earmarked for remittance by a branch to its head office. Okay? Let me give you an example para malinaw siya. No? Citibank is a global bank. Okay? I think sa US ang incorporation nito. Meron siyang branch in the Philippines. So meron siyang branch in the Philippines. Etong branch na to, dahil branch nga siya, this is a resident foreign corporation. So pag may income yan, pag may income siya, subject to sa RCIT. Profit. Or kung FCDU yan, then yung tax rule sa FCDU. Okay, so yung profit niya. Okay, so pag na-earn niya to, teka, burahin muna natin. Pag na, so meron siyang profit. Pag na-earn niya, meron siyang RCIT na babayaran. So which is 25%. Or kung FCDU yan dahil bangko, then it's the 10% or maybe exempt. Okay? Yung profit na to nasa Pilipinas pa. Pero as a branch, magre-remit ka dito. Dito mag-a-apply yung BPRT. BPRT. So ano napansin nyo, class? Ang BPRT ba is para siyang tax sa dividend? The answer is yes. Okay? Ang stockholder kasi ng branch, essentially, itong foreign corp. So pag nag-dividend yan, may tax dapat. Kaya meron tayong BPRT. Okay? So 15% yan. Ang hindi lang kasama dyan, yung exempt under PEZA, those economic zones, interest, dividends, rents, royalties, mga to. Unless connected sa business. Ang tinutukoy dito na BPRT, yung connected sa business nila. Okay? Okay, so this time let's discuss itong dalawa. Applicable sa multinationals. When you say multinationals, meaning it's a company, a corporation, that operates in many different countries. At sa Pilipinas, pwede silang merong headquarter or operating headquarters. If it is a headquarter lang, headquarter, hindi siya operating. It's a branch established in the Philippines at wala siyang derived na income. It's just a headquarter. No? Administration lang ang ginagawa. No? So supervisory, communication, coordination, different headquarters. Okay? Kaya naman, ano ang taxation pag headquarter lang? Walang operation talaga kasi administrative lang siya. Walang tax kasi walang income. Okay? So exempt. But if it is operating already, so meaning it's a branch in these activities, at sa mga activities na to, nag-earn sila ng income. Kasi these are services that they render to different companies within their group. You know? And they earn income from doing so. So since may income na to, may tax na to. Kaya nga sa current, starting this year, our OHQ is now an ordinary court. No? So, dati siyang 10%, but starting this year, magiging R-SIP na siya. Or M-SIP, kung ano man yung mas mataas. Okay? So starting this year, is our OHQ still a special corporation? Not anymore. Not anymore. Our OHQ is now an ordinary corporation. Na hindi lang subject to R-SIP, pwede pang subject to M-SIP, whichever is higher. Okay? So, yeah. The last part is FCDU. Okay, so gross ang basis, 10% exempt. So, pag meron siyang income sa FCDU, sa mga non-resident, offshore banking units, local commercial banks, then other FCDU, exempt. Pero kung meron siyang interest income from foreign currency loans, okay, sa residents, other than offshore banking units or other depository banks, subject siya to 10%. Para malinaw, balikan natin si Citibank, not the US, but the Philippine branch. The branch is a resident foreign corporation. Meron itong dalawang units. Banking unit and foreign currency deposit unit. Anong tax treatment sa FCDU? Answer, this is special corporation. But the regular is only an ordinary corp. Okay? Itong nasa table class, this is for FCDU. Sa Citibank, Pinautang niya si Jollibee, JFC. Let's say 10 million pesos. Ang income dyan ni Citibank, subject to what tax? Very good. This is subject to RCIT. Kasi the RBU is a regular banking unit considered as ordinary court. Okay? Ordinary yan, no? Ang special kasi is the FCDU, not the ordinary, not the regular, no? Let's say pinautang niya naman si PLDT. $10 million. Yan. This table is now applicable. Pero alin siya dito sa dalawa? Exempt or subject to 10%? Titignan mo ngayon yung borrower mo. PLDT. PLDT is resident, so hindi ito applicable. Hindi siya banking unit, so hindi siya bank. Hindi siya bank. So what is this transaction? Subject to 10% tax or exempt? Yes, this is subject to 10%. Okay. Another illustration. $5 million, no? Pinahiram ni Citibank kay BDO. Siyempre, FCDU din yung BDO. So this one is a commercial bank, a universal in fact. No? Or even RBU, no? Basta kay BDO. No? So what do you think? Yung pinautang ni Citibank FCDU to BDO. This time it is exempt. And sorry, but ganyan kagulo ang taxation system natin. Kaya alam nyo, don't be too hard on yourself if you find the subject, difficult. Kasi it really is. Alam mo, ako, matagal na ako accountant. And from time to time, hindi ko pa rin siya kabisado and I refer pa rin, I do research. Ganun siya ka complicated. So don't be too hard on yourself. No? Sa exams nyo naman, we'll try to make it simple. Like your prelims. So majority of you naman perform okay sa exam. No? So, okay. For passive income, so pag interest sa deposit, 20%. Pag FCDU, 15%. Royalty, 20%. Intercorporate, from domestic corp, exempt. Hindi ko na sinama yung galing sa foreign, kasi pag foreign company ka naman, exempt yun, di ba? Kasi ang tinatax lang sa'yo yung within the Philippines. Okay? Then for capital gain, so same thing nung diniscuss natin kanina, will not bill a lot of time here. Separate module ito, dealings in properties, specifically for shares of stocks, okay? Yeah, pati real estate. So we're down to the latter part ng discussion, non-resident foreign corp. Now class, meron akong what do you call this? Urgent na meeting kasi. Medyo sudden lang, kagabi lang siya na paalam sa akin. We will dismiss early ngayon. Kasi 9 in the morning yung meeting. No? So, bawi ako next time. Pasensya na, no? Don't worry, we'll finish everything that you need to learn in this subject for the whole semester. Okay? We'll do makeup class if we need to do that. No? Okay? So hanggang dyan lang muna tayo. No? Okay lang ba sa inyo? Wala naman kayong magagawa. No? So I apologize no, for cutting the class early. No? Medyo urgent lang. We need to meet with somebody. Okay? And I was just arranged last night. Yeah? Yesterday. So please turn on your camera and let's have our last picture. Bawi ako next time.